Hello everyone, welcome to my channel SW Metro official channel.
Finally, Kody proposes marriage to Robyn's daughter Aurora, and Robyn labels him insane. The real reason this actor is fighting with Janelle, Christine, and Kody. Over the course of its more than a decade on television, viewers have witnessed a variety of responses from the show's cast. However, Mary, one of the cast members, has never been able to get along with anyone. With Kody, Janelle, Christine, and nearly everyone else in the family, she has fought multiple times. Additionally, she had the worst relationship with the children. In a recent incident, even the children revealed that Mary was extremely toxic and appeared to enjoy torturing them. The allegations made here are serious. So, apart from Robyn, why didn't Mary get along with anyone in the cast? Mary was Kody's first wife, so it should come as no surprise that she didn't get along with the others or exercise authority over them. Kody had the least interaction with Mary, despite the fact that his obsession with Robyn caused him to be distant from his other wives. Sister wives, Mary and the Brown kids argument. Payton Brown stated a few years ago that it was an absolute nightmare to live with Mary. In addition, he stated that Robyn was the family's saving grace and changed everything. He even said that Mary had abused the kids and hit Michael T. Even Michael T came forward and admitted that Mary had assaulted her, which shocked everyone. Although they claimed Mary never hit them, a number of other Brown children revealed that Mary was a strict parent. Mary had sporadic relationships with the Brown children, and they frequently thought she was the worst parent. She also didn't fully accept her own child's sexuality, which added to the tension. Why did Mary never get along with the other cast members of Sister Wives? The four wives of Kody had very different marriage experiences, but they all felt the same amount of stress. Mary, on the other hand, stood out the most in terms of fights and social fallout. Except for Robyn, she didn't get along with any of Kody's other wives, and even that relationship has ended. In addition, Mary does not communicate well with the kids. Contrary to popular belief, she had the worst marriage to Kody, despite being the most unsure about ending the union. She fell in love with someone she met online while still married to him, but it turned out to be a scammer. So, what caused Mary's difficulty relating to others? To begin, she was docile and lacked assertiveness. She let Kody and Robyn, in particular, walk all over her. They even coerced her into taking just a small portion of the property, which led to a big problem later. She simply agreed without question even when her major choices were questioned. The saddest part about Mary was that she never openly confronted anyone in the family when something hurt her. She felt bad as a human, but she kept everything bottled up until it all piled on. She eventually had a major breakdown and fought with everyone, which caused her to lose the family's support. Mary has no one but her new group of friends to bond with, even though Christine and Janelle continue to be friends. When Sister Wives first aired in 2010, Mary was introduced as Kody Brown's first and only legal wife. She married him in 1990 and was the one who encouraged him to bring Janelle, then Christine, and later Robyn into the family. Initially, Mary seemed secure in her role. As the first wife, it appeared she held seniority and perhaps a stronger emotional bond with Kody. However, that illusion quickly shattered. As the show progressed, it became painfully obvious that Mary was struggling, not just with Kody's growing family, but with her place in it. And as the seasons passed, Mary began to clash not just with Kody but with Christine and Janelle, with feuds brewing both in front of and behind the cameras. Mary's inability to form solid bonds with her sister wives, and later, her explosive falling outs, stemmed from a deep emotional insecurity and repeated rejections that accumulated over decades. Why Mary and Janelle never truly got along. Out of all the fractured relationships in the Brown family, Mary and Janelle's dynamic might be the most strained. Their rift runs deep, with the two barely coexisting under the same roof for years. When Janelle joined the family, she had previously been married to Mary's brother, creating a pre-existing awkwardness. According to past interviews and blog posts, Janelle and Mary often clashed over control and household duties. While Janelle was focused on her career and raising her children, Mary had a more possessive attitude about the home and rules, which Janelle found suffocating. In multiple episodes, Janelle admitted she never felt emotionally safe around Mary and would often retreat to avoid confrontation. She even temporarily moved out at one point, unable to handle the coldness and tension. Though they made some strides in later seasons, such as attending therapy together, the relationship was never warm or sisterly. By the time the Kody Pass property became a point of contention, the wounds between Mary and Janelle were too deep to fully heal. Their fight over land shares and who would get which portion of the property was symbolic of the long-standing territorial battle they'd waged for years, this time with legal and financial consequences. Christine and Mary, a bond that never bloomed. Christine Brown, often the most light-hearted of the original three wives, had her own complicated dynamic with Mary. While Christine admitted she tried to like Mary early on, the tension between them gradually built as Christine began to feel unappreciated and judged. Mary, who by her own admission struggled with vulnerability and expressing her emotions, often came off as cold or passive-aggressive. Christine, who was looking for warmth and connection, felt like she was always being subtly criticized. By season 17, Christine admitted she had no real desire to mend her relationship with Mary. The emotional disconnect was just too great. Their final major confrontation happened when Christine decided to leave Kody. While Mary expressed judgment over Christine's decision to give up, Christine was offended by Mary's hypocrisy, especially given that Mary herself had emotionally left the marriage years before. In essence, Mary's emotional walls and inability to support Christine in her darkest moments sealed their fate as estranged former sister wives. Mary's fight with Kody, a marriage in name only. Perhaps the most tragic relationship arc in Sister Wives is the deterioration of Mary and Kody's marriage. Once full of love, laughter, and shared dreams, their relationship gradually eroded into cold distance, mistrust, and finally, disconnection. One of the biggest blows to their relationship was the infamous catfishing scandal. Mary had begun an emotional online relationship with someone she believed to be a man named Sam, but who turned out to be a woman catfishing her. The fallout was devastating. Kody viewed it as a betrayal and never forgave Mary for emotionally stepping out of the marriage, even though he had emotionally detached from her long before. In many scenes, Kody refused to hold Mary's hand, share affection, or even engage in serious conversation. He repeatedly said that he had no romantic feelings for Mary and only kept her in the family out of obligation. Kody's neglect pushed Mary further into isolation, but rather than confronting him directly, Mary internalized her pain, until it exploded during their final seasons together. What once was a marriage became a cold arrangement, with Mary desperately holding on to a man who no longer saw her as a wife. Tensions with the Brown kids, she was toxic. Perhaps the most shocking element of Mary's feud with the family was her relationship, or lack thereof, with the Brown children. In 2022, Paydon Brown, Christine's son, claimed that Mary was not nice to the kids and even described her behavior as abusive. He alleged that she verbally and emotionally mistreated him and his siblings during their upbringing. These allegations were further amplified when Michael T., another of Christine's children, confirmed that Mary did indeed abuse her. Other children like Gwendolyn and Gabriel didn't explicitly confirm abuse but suggested that Mary was a strict, cold, and emotionally distant figure in their childhoods. Mary's parenting style was reportedly far more rigid and disciplinary than Christine and Janelle's more nurturing approaches. The kids felt unsafe around her, and many said they feared being alone with her during their younger years. These claims, whether fully proven or not, cast a dark shadow over Mary's image, and certainly contributed to her emotional exile within the family. The Robyn factor, a friendship that wasn't what it seemed. For years, Mary's only true ally in the family appeared to be Robyn Brown. Robyn offered Mary comfort during the catfishing scandal and was instrumental in Mary legally divorcing Kody so Robyn could marry him and adopt her children. At the time, Mary claimed it was a selfless act. But looking back, it's clear the situation created deeper feelings of betrayal and regret. The divorce left Mary legally and emotionally removed from Kody's life, even though she remained spiritually married to him for several years afterward. As time passed, Mary and Robyn's friendship began to falter. Despite appearing close on camera, fans noticed that Robyn stopped defending Mary in public, even as Kody treated her with growing disdain. And when Christine and Janelle finally left Kody, Meri was the last woman standing, until she, too, was effectively discarded. In 2024, Meri officially announced she was done with Kody. Around the same time, she quietly stopped mentioning Robyn on social media. Many speculate that Robyn ghosted Meri once she no longer served a purpose in the family dynamic. What truly led to Meri's final fallout with everyone? Meri's fallout wasn't caused by one single argument, it was the result of years of silence, resentment, and emotional distance. She never truly bonded with her sister wives, she lost her connection with Kody, and she alienated the Brown children through her cold parenting style. Even her last thread of connection, Robyn, eventually snapped. Here are the core reasons Meri fought with everyone. Emotional bottling. Meri never expressed her true feelings in real time. She internalized her pain, which later came out explosively. Fear of rejection. Meri feared being excluded, so she tolerated poor treatment to avoid being cast out. Ironically, this made her even more isolated. Insecurity. Her lack of confidence and assertiveness led to others walking over her, fueling resentment and bitterness. Control issues. Meri's need for control in her household dynamics clashed with more easygoing wives like Christine and Janelle. Failure to bond. Whether it was with the other wives or the kids, Meri never formed secure attachments. Where Meri stands now. In 2025, Meri is no longer part of the plural marriage. She has quietly moved on and focused on building a new life, away from Flagstaff, away from Kody, and away from Robyn. She has developed a new circle of friends, started new business ventures, and begun sharing more personal reflections on social media. While the Brown family continues to fragment and rebuild, Meri's chapter with them appears to be firmly closed. Her fight with Janelle, Christine, Kody, and even the kids was long, painful, and complicated, but perhaps necessary for her to finally find her own identity. When Sister Wives first aired in 2010, Meri Brown was introduced as the original and only legal wife of Kody Brown. She had been with him the longest, helped him build the family from the ground up, and was the first to support the idea of polygamy. At first glance, this made her appear as a woman of influence within the family, a first lady of sorts in the plural marriage dynamic. However, as time progressed, it became evident that Meri's position brought more sorrow than authority. Meri's emotional struggles began early in the show. Despite being legally married to Kody, she struggled deeply with infertility, giving birth to just one child, Leon. This lack of children created an unspoken divide between her and Janelle, who had 6 kids, Christine, who had 6, and later Robyn, who added 5 to the family. In a household where motherhood was a large part of one's identity and influence, Meri felt left out. Rather than power, Meri's role as the first wife often brought tension. She and Janelle never truly got along, citing drastically different personalities and values. Christine and Meri clashed too, with Christine once revealing she felt bullied and rejected by Meri early on. Even Robyn, Meri's closest ally for years, eventually distanced herself. While some viewers sympathized with Meri for being lonely, others noticed a recurring theme: Meri couldn't maintain strong, healthy relationships in the family, be it with spouses, sister wives, or even her child. Paydon and Mykelti's bombshell accusations: was Meri toxic to the kids? One of the most shocking developments in recent sister wives history came when Kody's children began speaking publicly about Meri Brown. Paydon Brown, Christine and Kody's son, made headlines in 2023 when he said it was a nightmare growing up with Meri in the same house. His words weren't vague criticisms, they were serious allegations that rocked the fanbase. According to Paydon, Meri was emotionally abusive and reportedly even physically aggressive towards some of the kids. He didn't mince words, alleging that Meri had struck Mykelti at one point. Mykelti herself later came forward, stating that while she tries not to hold on to resentment, she remembers specific incidents when Meri was cruel or violent. While other Brown children did not confirm the abuse, many shared that Meri was extremely strict, cold, and hard to talk to. Her approach to parenting was significantly more rigid than that of Christine or Janelle, both of whom were known to be nurturing and playful. Meri often seemed more isolated and controlling, and that energy reportedly translated into toxic dynamics within the household. Another moment that distanced Mary from the children was her reaction to Leon coming out as transgender. Mary initially struggled with Leon's announcement, and although she has since stated her support, the delay in her response created an emotional chasm between her and her only child. Many fans and family members alike saw it as a moment where Mary's traditionalism clashed with acceptance. Janelle and Christine, lifelong tension with Mary.